بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, we're just covering some ahadith regarding the person when they're in the phase of barzakh. Barzakh means the phase which takes place between from the time a person is in his grave until the time of the time when it becomes the Day of Judgment. So regarding yesterday's hadith, we mentioned that a person's good actions, there will be a barrier and there will be a means to stop a person from being punished in the grave. Now there's some other ahadith which also mention other methods and other ways wherein a person can protect oneself and save oneself from being punished in the grave. So in this hadith, عن ابن مسعود رضي الله عنه قال: من قرأ تبارك الذي بيده الملك كل ليلة منعه الله بها من عذاب القبر وكنا في عهد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم نسميها المانعة. أخرج النسائي. Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu has narrated, he has mentioned that whoever recites Tabarak alladhi biyadihi al-mulk, meaning whoever recites Surah Mulk, Surah al-Mulk, this is the first surah in the 29th para. So whoever recites this surah, kulla laylatin, whoever recites this surah, whoever recites this chapter every night, mana'ahu Allahu biha min adhab al-qabr, then Allah Ta'ala will use this surah as a means to protect the reciter from the punishment of the grave. And then Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu mentions that وَكُنَّا فِي عَهْدِ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ نُسَمِّيهَا الْمَانِعَةَ, that we used to name this surah in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam al-Mani'ah. Al-Mani'ah means the barrier or the thing which stops something. So Mana'ah means to stop something, al-Mani'ah something which stops. So this surah we used to name it al-Mani'ah, meaning the stopper. The stopper of what? The matter or the surah which stops one from the punishment of the grave. In another hadith, our Prophet ﷺ has mentioned, إن سورة من القرآن 30 آية شفعت لرجل حتى غفر له وهي سورة تبارك الذي بيده الملك. Our Prophet ﷺ said that indeed there is a surah from the Quran, there is a chapter in the Quran, 30 ayah, which consists of 30 verses. شفعت لرجل حتى غفر له. This surah will intercede on behalf of a person until this person is forgiven. And which surah is this? وهي سورة تبارك الذي بيده الملك. This is Surah Mulk. There's also another narration where Ibn Abbas he told a person, اقرأ تبارك الذي بيده الملك فإنها منجية والمجادلة يوم القيامة عند ربها لقارئها وتطلب له أن ينجيه من عذاب الله وينجو بها صاحبها من عذاب القبر. So Ibn Abbas, he was talking to a person and he advised this person by saying, recite Tabarak alladhi biyadihi al-mulk, recite Surah Mulk. Why? فإنها منجية. Why? Because this is such a surah which will save a person. والمجادلة يوم القيامة. And this is such a surah which will Mujadalu means to quarrel, to argue, to fight. So in other words, this surah will stand by your side, and this surah will be a means of arguing in your favor on the Day of Judgment by Allah Ta'ala for the reciter. So this surah will be interceding on the Day of Judgment by Allah Ta'ala for the person who recites it. وَتَطْلُبُ لَهُ أَن يُنْجِيَهُ مِنْ عَذَابِ اللَّهِ وَيَنْجُو بِهَا صَاحِبَهَا مِنْ عَذَابِ الْقَبْرِ. And this is such a surah which will be requesting Allah Ta'ala to save the person from the punishment of Allah Ta'ala. And this is such a surah where the reciter of this surah, he can save himself from the punishment of the grave by reciting it. So may Allah Ta'ala gives us tawfiq to inshallah Ta'ala recite the Quran and also make an effort inshallah Ta'ala to recite this surah as well inshallah Ta'ala, whereby we adopt the means to save ourselves from the punishment of the grave inshallah Ta'ala, and we also adopt and use the means to save ourselves from the punishment of Allah Ta'ala. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.